Hello, today we're starting a new Twisted Tale book. So the book that I will be reading is Straight On Till Morning by Liz Braswell. So this is book, I believe, number 8 in the Twisted Tale series, and this one is a Peter Pan retelling. And this one, the twist is, what if Wendy first traveled to Neverland with Captain Hook? So I'm quite excited for this one because I am a very big Peter Pan fan. I do enjoy seeing this story retold, so I'm excited to see what Liz Braswell has in store with this one. I have been warned though that this is not like a Hook redemption story, which I'm glad to know because I feel like with this type of tagline, I would have dove into this book, or would have dived? I don't know. I would have gotten into this book thinking that we would have gotten a redemption arc for Captain Hook. So I am glad that I know that diving into it. That way I will not be disappointed diving into it now. So I am very excited. Hopefully you guys are too. And let's just get to reading. All right, so I'm on page 110 of Straight On Till Morning. And so far it's pretty much what you would expect from this type of story, meaning that we have Wendy, our main character, who has been waiting for Peter Pan to show up for like 4 years. She's 16 now, and he never did. So instead, she finds a way to get to Neverland by using Captain Hook. I've just reached a point where Wendy gets to Neverland. So I'm excited to see where the story will go from here. So far, I like it, though I'll be honest, there were a couple of mentions of things that for me just didn't need to be included in this. For example, some of the parts were talking about like their private parts or their bums or Wendy's maidenhood, and I just feel like that wasn't necessary. Like, I don't mind this type of language because I read romance and like I've read way worse things than this. But to me, since this is supposed to be like a Disney retelling, I just don't really see the necessity of including that. But yeah, it might just be me being a little bit like overly critical here, but this hasn't really taken me away from enjoying the story. So I am going to continue reading this and hopefully continue to enjoy this. So far it's been fun, but it hasn't really blown me away or anything, but I feel like the story is about to begin. Like, I've reached a point where it's where I'm going to decide whether I like this book or not, I think. So the next couple of pages or chapters are going to be very decisive, but I will keep you guys updated as I read along. Alright, so I'm a little bit over halfway through Straight On Till Morning, and I thought I would give you guys a little bit of a reading update. So I really enjoy the world building aspect of this book a lot. It's probably my favorite thing about the book so far. I just really love the way the author describes everything. It makes me feel like I'm there with the characters. The descriptions are very lush and vivid, and I can just really picture everything very clearly in my mind. So I really like this aspect of this. It just makes it feel very real, and it's easy to immerse yourself in the story. I also really like the relationship between Tinkerbell and Wendy. We all know that they don't really like one another. Tinkerbell is jealous of Wendy, and because of the way Tinkerbell acts, Wendy doesn't really like Tinkerbell in the movie at the very least. But in the book, I like how the author has kind of played into that and then developed it to make it something more. Wendy is older, so obviously I think she has matured in this book. She is more mature than the character we see in the movie. Obviously, being 16, it's kind of different, but I like the fact that the ladies don't let Peter get in the way of their relationship. So they have overcome their resentment of one another in order to, you know, get to their goal. I do really like what the author has done with this, and we just hit a plot twist in the book that I was not expecting. So I am looking forward to seeing more of the story. To be honest, I feel like the plot was a little slow so far. Basically, Wendy is looking for something, and so she's roaming the island trying to find that thing, and I feel like that was a really lazy way for us to explore the island. I wish there had been something else. I feel like as far as a plot device, it's kind of a lazy way of introducing us to this world. However, I do see that there's kind of like this mystery unfolding. Like, it makes sense. I wish that there had been a little bit more action, but like I said, with this plot twist, I feel like we're gonna hit a new level of the story. Like, I feel like we're gonna go into what I really want to read about. So I am excited to continue reading this. little bit of a lost girl with my braids, don't you think? Anyways, so I have finished reading Straight On Till Morning and I am here to give you my thoughts. So overall, I thought this was a really solid read. I'm giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of surprised by it because the first half of the book was a little bit slow. I felt like we were not really getting new information in terms of the plot. I just felt like we were building up the world, and that's fine. I enjoy that aspect of things, but in terms of the plot, I was a little bored. So I'm really glad that things picked up in the second half of the book. I really like the way things unfolded. I feel like she struggles with pacing, but in this one, she kind of redeemed herself in the second half of the book. It became a lot more interesting. I was a lot more invested in the story. As I've said before, for me, the strong suit in this story is the world building. Yes, it can get a little much at times, but I'm someone who personally enjoys world building, and I like how Liz Braswell managed to keep the spirit of Neverland while also making the world her own. She added new things, which made things a lot more interesting. I just really liked the descriptions and everything. I think this really added to the experience. I really became immersed in the story and I could really picture everything that was happening. I also like the character development that we saw in Wendy specifically. She really grew into a young woman, like strong, independent, knows what she wants, and I'm glad that we saw her grow that way. I feel like this adventure was a really good one for her, and honestly I just really like the way Liz Braswell handled Wendy's character because she was kind of annoying in the movie, in my opinion. Wendy is not one of my favorite things in the Peter Pan story, and well, in this one she's the main character, and it shows that Liz Braswell really wanted to make her a strong young woman, and I like that. Like, I really like the way things were handled. I really enjoyed this retelling, and if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I would highly recommend it. For me, this is one of the best ones in my opinion. Maybe not my favorite, but it is definitely up there in the rankings if I had one. So I guess that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've read this book, let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And I guess that's it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!